filter through you.
Yes.
Thank you. I would like to thank you for coming today to be of assistance to Marie-Louise. We are very grateful and honored to be in your presence. So I now invite the ego personality self that is Marie-Louise in this lifetime to simply drift away to a place of sleep. So I am now talking to the inner being that is Marie-Louise. So can you tell me first, which part of her essence are you? Would we call you her higher self, her soul, her I am presence, or something else?
That's the heart.
The heart, very nice. Can I ask you, why have you chosen this particular time in her life to reconnect with her in this way? Is this a significant time for her?
Yes. Especially the coming years now.
Very good. Why has she been brought back to Hawaii?
To become one with the light. And to spread the light around.
Very nice. Can I ask you now, what Marie-Louise has forgotten about herself that you remember and you know, but she has forgotten?
Her worthiness.
Right. Very nice. So let us help her with that issue. I would like you now to take Marie-Louise back to the time of Lemuria, Ancient Lemuria, perhaps to the islands of Hawaii, if that is relevant for today, to understand who she was at the time of Mu. That is going to help her to understand who she is as a being. So let us go back into her memories to a time on Mu when she knew who she was. She knew that she was worthy and powerful. So I would like you now to imagine that you are standing in front of a doorway. It can be any kind of doorway, just imagine it and tell me what it looks
like. It's kind of a dark door, black. Can't see what's behind, and there's the doorpost is made of light.
Okay, very good. I want you to open that door and step through, and find yourself in a tunnel of time. And you are going back and back and back to that tunnel of time, going back in time to the memories of ancient you in the early time when everything was pure and clear. Everything was in oneness. So as you travel back through time, you are traveling to a different body, a different time, different place that your own heart wishes for you to remember. So now you are emerging from that tunnel of time, stepping out in a very different body and a different landscape. So first of all, look down at yourself. Tell me what you feel.
Well, I'm a very powerful woman, very light, very strict, and also very loving.
Strict in terms of disciplined.
Yes, and clarity.
Very clear. Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Can you describe what you look like? What are you wearing?
Well, some sort of robe, but I can't really see colors. That keeps kind of shifting.
Right.
Reddish, but it shifts in different colors.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of like earth colors.
Oh, good.
It's not like with the crystal. It was all very light and transparent, but this is very earthy, a grounded energy.
Excellent. So look around you and tell me what you see.
Well, I'm on top of this huge mountain on another island. I don't know, but like I'm on top of the mountain, and I can see very, very, very far. And it's all nature. Where I'm standing is kind of rocky, and then more down it gets a little bit green, but it's already far away. And then far in the distance there is the glittering water, bluish, but it's very far away.
Very nice. So let us look at what you are doing on the top of the mountain. Why have you traveled there?
I don't really know. I'm just there. I'm being there.
Okay. So then let's move forward in time to see if you are there to perform any kind of ceremony or to connect with any other beings. We're just moving forward in time now.
Yeah, and then when I look around, the what is on the other side, there's lots of space still, and there's this very bright crystal city almost.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I built this with I don't know, with others.
With others. Okay. So let's look at that time then. Let's go to that time when you were creating these crystal cities, because this is what we did in you. So let's look at the team that you worked with at that time to create this crystal city. What does that look like? Where are you?
Well, I'm still at where I was standing just before. I'm just looking the other side towards the city. And when you said team, I can see other people emerging sort of left and right of me in a half circle.
Good, good. So tell me the formation that you are. Are you standing in a half circle facing the city?
Yes. And I'm in the middle of the half circle.
Okay. So feel the connection between the people in your circle. How does it feel like, the connection between you?
good, very, very intimate and colorful and sturdy.
Yeah. Does it feel very familiar, very secure?
Yes.
So feel your circle joining your energies together. Feel the telepathic connection and the energy connection. So you're going to be building this city, creating the city. Tell me what the process is.
Well, when you said feel the connection, I felt like we were all merging as one, and we turned into a bird, big bird with two huge wings,
Yeah.
and we're flying towards the city.
So the city's already been built?
Yes, it's already there.
Okay, so what do you do then as this bird when you get to the city?
Well, basically just float around, enjoying it.
Yeah.
There's other birds too.
Is there a special place in the city that you go to do any kind of energy work or grid work?
Yeah, there's I think a sort of a church or a temple with a tower.
Yeah.
And it's got a pointy tower, and it's very spacious within, and that's where we gather in a circle.
So let us go into this temple then and see your circle.
Yeah.
How many people are in this team?
I think 12.
And can you describe the temple that you are in?
Well, we're in the tower, and it's a round space. It's kind of got bricks too. It's like a brick space, and we can really there's some windows, like openings in it, and so we can still see the city from there, and but the tower is kind of different from the rest is more like crystal.
Yeah.
And the tower is more brick like. There's nothing in there, it's just empty, but it's a very pleasant, soft light, cool space, when it's got a pointy top.
So when you come together in this way with your circle of 12, say you have a specific project to do, that you want to create something or build something, how would you go about doing that?
Well, what I see is that we all just focus to the center point.
Yes.
And that there's something is manifesting. But that's...
So just watch it and tell me what you see as it reveals itself. Tell me what you see.
Well, when we start with it, it's the whole circle sort of lightens up, and the light, we radiate light wider around the circle, but also it's kind of like a focus in the middle, like a magnifying glass almost.
Yeah.
And there's just like a burning point in the middle, where all the energies come together.
So what are you manifesting in the center?
I don't know, nothing specific comes up, but it's almost like we're like a smith does, like we're forging something, but because it's very fiery light. but
So
I.
let's just watch it then and see,
Mhm.
as you all hold the focus of your intention into the circle in the center. Let us see what you have come together to create here, to bring something into physical manifestation. So as it begins to take form in the center, it's now becoming manifest. What is it that you are seeing?
Well, now it's sort of turning into the globe, the globe,
Uh-huh.
and I would think is the Earth.
It's the earth, right?
Yeah.
So let us have a look then at why you are creating this globe of the earth. Is there something that you wish to do with the earth to assist the earth, or is there some agreement that you had that you would do something with Gaia, with Mother Earth?
Yes, it's almost like it's a model, like a scaled model, and that we're holding it. So it's
Mm.
just sending good energy to harmonize it more and
Mm-hmm.
transforming it.
So now this group that you are with in Mu,
Yeah.
you are working with the frequency of the earth through that model. Is this connected at all to the time that we are in now?
Well, it can be, could be, but I'm starting. When you ask me that question, I don't really get a clear answer, so
Mm.
I'm not sure if I'm thinking now or really coming up with
So
an answer.
did this group that you are
Mhm.
working with in Ancient Lemuria,
Mhm.
did you have any kind of agreement about the time in the future when
Yes.
Earth was going to be renewed, and what was that agreement?
Yeah, we were gonna come back together again, and this is what this coming period is about for me.
Uh-huh.
This is why I came back to Hawaii, and
Mhm.
I also feel like the that this is really the second part of my life. So I've just rounded up the first part of my life.
Yeah,
I'm now in the second part, and this is what I'm supposed to be doing
right.
with the group.
Hmm. So this group, look around the group that you are in, as to be shown if they are in physical bodies in our time and what those bodies look
Yeah. Well, I recognize a few people
like.
coming. There's my girlfriend. She's there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also the neighbor I just told you about, Sylvia.
Mm-hmm.
And the others I don't really recognize just yet.
Right. But are they agreed to come into your life to physically come back together? Was that the agreement?
Well, we agreed to come back together.
Right. Okay. So they will gradually in time manifest themselves.
Yes. And it won't be long.
Right. And what is your purpose in coming back at this future time? What was the connection between ancient Mu and the time you're in now in terms of your purpose?
Well, it's going back to the harmony, to the lightness, to the just being happy and having balance for all.
Right. So let's look at some of the other frequencies that you are bringing in at this time. Let us look at some of your star connections,
Okay.
because the people of Mu came from various stars and brought the knowledge, information, and the frequency from many different star systems.
Mm-hmm.
So let us see your team in Ancient Mu. And this time we're looking at the night time.
Right.
And you're looking up at the sky, and you're seeing the constellations, the stars. Which of the constellations is calling you at this time? As you just gaze into the sky, where is your attention drawn?
Well, it's the Pleiades.
Mm-hmm. So just see that cluster, that milky cluster above you,
Mm-hmm.
and it's sending a beam of powerful starlight down into your group, into your body. And this beam is like a tractor beam. It has a very powerful pull, and it is lifting you up, drawing you towards that system of stars, the Pleiades. So as you float out away from the Earth's atmosphere, going out into space, you are being drawn by the light of those stars. And now you find yourself coming into one of the stars in the Pleiades. But you are coming in a different form, different body, the body that you wear when you are in the Pleiades. So look down at yourself once more. Tell me, what is the body that you wear when you are here?
It's much bigger than the human body. It's like 1.5 the size.
Mm-hmm.
It is human-like, legs and arms and all that. Very athletic
Mm-hmm.
and bluish.
Good. Now look around you and describe the landscape that you find yourself in.
It's also very green.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of green and blue and kind of magical, like with little lights here and there and big trees and weird weird looking flowers and
Yeah.
very lush, but in very different colors too.
Mm-hmm. Feel the consciousness that you have when you are on the Pleiades. What does it feel like? What is the state of consciousness here?
I feel like there's sort of an energy that's very transparent and very wide and like almost all over the place. So it's very much a connection. It's not. I'm not an individual. It's really very much a group
Right.
feeling.
So part of a collective consciousness
Yes.
rather than an individuated.
Yes.
Mhm. And what is the feeling between you of this consciousness? How do you feel or relate towards one another?
It's very harmonious,
Mm.
very loving, safe, really nice.
Mm. How do you create things? How did you create your buildings, the surroundings?
we just think them, and then they manifest.
Right. So tell me what they look like. What kind of buildings do you have there?
Well, it's I don't even know if I would call them buildings. It's very much with the trees and with nature,
Mm-hmm.
like you know, like natural shelters. I can see a rock that is like a beautiful shelter that is sort of opened up more and become very beautiful opening.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another part, there's a tree, and within the tree there's a big hollow place that has been almost like it's been carved out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not separate things. It's you know, just places in the nature that are modified, so to say.
Right. Very nice. So just feel the energy of the Pleiades. That is so harmonious and loving.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So what would be the message for the earth from the Pleiadians at this time? Looking down at the earth and seeing what's happening here and how people are relating to one another, what would the Pleiadians want to say to the earth people?
Well, that the whole idea of separateness is just an idea, and it's not true, and
Mm,
that it's mainly the collectivity that they wish for the earth to be one.
mhm,
That because that's really how it is.
mhm,
Just don't see it here.
mhm. So, as Pleiadians, why did you choose to come to the earth at different times? Why were you embodied in at the time of Mu in ancient Lemuria? Were you in the on the earth in form at that time?
Well, it was a new adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's the main thing. It was a new adventure, things to discover and experience and try out, and we didn't really know what was going to happen exactly, but it was fun to just do that.
Mm-hmm. So it was really just for fun. It was an adventure into a new world.
Yeah, exploring
Mm-hmm.
and pioneering and yeah, creating another place than the one we already had there.
Mm-hmm. So, what did you bring to the earth? What qualities did you bring to the earth from the Pleiades?
Well, mainly our collectivity, but also being connected. The light. There, we in we can easily shift from a physical body to a just energy light.
Mm,
That's basically the same thing, and we can just choose at any time which body we want to be in,
mm-hmm.
and we um yeah, that I think those are the main things, and creativity and a feeling for adventure.
Right. So, are the Pleiadians assisting the earth at this time as we come into the time of reconnection and renewal?
Yes, they are holding the space and watching earth and supporting energetically
Mm-hmm.
the transformation.
Mm-hmm. So, what can we do on the earth now to further this transformation and to help Mother Earth through this time of change?
To open up for this awareness, open up for the possibilities, and allow ourselves to surrender to this other, to the light being, actually, instead of fixing in a physical body.
Right. Why is surrender important?
Because there's a lot of resistance.
What is the resistance from?
Mainly fear and thinking that the control is a safe thing, and staying in the mind and staying in the physical. That we feel that is a safe thing, and it's the surrendering. When we dare to surrender, we'll just laugh about it, because it's really not. It's just a substitute for feeling safe.
So what can you say then to the humans who are awakening, to support them to let go of the fear from your consciousness, from what you know? What could you say to help them?
Well, trust, basically. We just need to trust. Just trust that it's going to be fine if you let go of control.
So what is actually happening on the earth right now, from your perspective on the Pleiades, where there is oneness and love and harmony? What is the process that is happening on the earth at this time?
Well, it's kind of going towards a climax, because there's been duality for a long time, but now the difference between the light and the dark just becomes stronger and stronger, and so there seems to be even more separation now on the one hand, and there's also more light on the other hand. So it's almost like it's splitting from each other.
So those who wish to align themselves with the light that is spreading, what can they do? How can they support themselves to do that?
Well, to trust and to surrender in that, and to allow the physical to dissolve more, to have less strong contours and less fixed energy, become more fluid first, and then more etherical. And also be loving to both sides.
Right, yes. Why do we need to be loving to the ones who are not choosing to wake up?
Well, because they're still a part of the whole, and if we don't love them, we'll just contribute to the separation.
So we have to have compassion for the ones who are still asleep.
Yes, and see that that's also part of the one. So it's not a separate thing.
Okay, very good. So is there more interaction between the Pleiades and the Earth at this time? Are there ships coming or anything like that? Is there going to be more contact in the future?
Yeah, now you're saying it, that there's a lot of traffic actually going on, and it's like there's a big focus from the Pleiades to the Earth right now, and there's a lot of activity happening in a supportive way, but also there's excitement on the Pleiades on what's happening here now on the Earth.
What way?
Why? Because it's very intense what's happening, and there's a lot of, like, it's because it's been very molded to get like the duality has been like this big bowl of, you know, like black and white wool together,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's really it's splitting. It's just the white's going to the left and the black's going to the right, and it's just it's a lot happening.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of people think the earth is falling apart and everything's going to pot, and they're very afraid. So from your perspective, what could you say about that?
Well, I can see that it's scary, because things are changing in a very high speed and big big way. But it's all for a greater good, so to say. It's all for restoring harmony that we are made of originally.
Okay, very good. So we would like to thank you for your presence today. Is there any message that you have in conclusion? What would you like to say to the humans of the earth plane?
Well, keep listening to your heart and follow your joy, and it will all turn out fine. It's already done. Just yes, it's all gonna be fine.
Yeah, that's very encouraging to hear. Thank you very much. So I'd like us now to look at some of the other beings who are assisting this transformation of the earth. Now, Marie Louise had a very close encounter with a humpback whale. So can we look into that experience for her to go to that time when you were connecting with the whale, and let's invite in the consciousness of that whale, and tell me what that was about, what was happening there.
Well, it was kind of like like a conceiving moment almost, because for Marie Louise it was really, she had no clue. It was very unconscious in a way, just being there. But there was this coming together, and it was like almost like a start of a new being.
Right. So let us invite in that particular whale who came to her at that time. Was it a male or a female?
It was a male.
It's a male. So let's invite his consciousness in, and let us ask him what was his purpose or his intention in connecting with Marie Louise. What was he doing?
Well, he was singing and making lots of sounds and connecting through the sound and awakening stuff in Marie Louise.
Right, so let's have a look at that process. See the sound and the energy waves of the sound going into Marie Louise's energy field, into her DNA, into her light codes. So what was actually happening there?
Well, Marie Louise wasn't aware of it, but the whale was really opening up like sound codes or sound activating energetically things by sound.
Can you look into what he was activating for her to enable? What was he enabling her to open up in herself by that activation, or helping her to remember, perhaps?
Yes, to remember her light being and opening up for receiving support and receiving source.
Right. So what would that whale like to say to Marie-Louise at this time?
Well, you're right on your way. Keep going. You're doing fine.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So know that he's your friend.
Yeah.
Is he going to meet you again?
Maybe.
Introduce you to his family?
Maybe.
So why are the whales here at this time? How are they helping with the transformation of the earth?
They're holding the memories, and they're holding space for the people to remember.
What do they remember that we have forgotten?
Well, that we are all one, and that it used to be all harmonious togetherness, harmonious oneness.
Mm.
That was fun and joyful and beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So have the whales always been in that consciousness?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Whereas humanity chose separation and the fall. So
Yes.
why did the whales agree to stay here?
Well, to support and basically anchoring the memories so they wouldn't get lost.
Right, very good. So how are they assisting now specifically at this time of the renewal? What are they doing now with people and for people?
Well, they are more becoming more communicative and more also more activated in singing these codes.
Mm-hmm. That are helping people to wake up and to
Yes.
remember who they
Yeah,
are.
to support, because they can see and feel that more people are opening up for it, so they're becoming more active too. They've been kind of dormant for a long time.
Right.
For the bigger part of the world, but now they're becoming more active because like the enthusiasm in the Pleiades, there's also this almost excitement in the whales, like
Right.
it's happening. Yay.
Yeah. So it's very positive, isn't it? Even though on
Yeah.
the surface it looks like everything's falling apart. What is
Yeah.
the truth behind that illusion?
Sorry, what was the question?
On the surface it looks as if everything's falling apart, but the whales and the Pleiadians know something different.
Yeah.
So what do they know that's underneath?
Well, that is just part of the process, and that it only, I mean, it's like the heaviness sort of has to dissolve in order for the harmony to flourish again.
Mm,
So it's just a cleansing process.
right. So what is the best way for us to react or respond to this cleansing process? Can we help it? Do we watch it? What is the best way for us to interact with this cleansing process?
Well, it's important to be aware of it and to see that it's happening, and not to worry about it too much. And um, just trust that this is what's supposed to happen, and that it's all going to be fine. That again, that it's already done, and we just going through the motions now. That's all.
So the outcome is assured. Is that what you mean by it's already
Yes.
done? But
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the best we can do is to stay positive and find the love and be the love.
Yeah, and also spread the word that it's all gonna be fine. So because a lot of people don't see it or don't trust it or get caught up in all the difficulties that are arising.
Yeah.
But that's not necessary, and as long as you are aware of that and you keep you stay with that vibration of trust and allowing and knowing that it's fine, then you don't have to get caught up in the seemingly difficulties.
No, because some people are deliberately focusing on the negative and spreading fear and making it very dramatic.
Yes.
And that's not really helping.
No, and it's also triggering people who don't want that, but they allow themselves to be triggered, and that's just also not helpful.
Right, yeah. So looking into the future then, how do you see the earth coming to this place of harmony and peace? What's that going to look like?
Well, it's like what I see is that it's this shaking almost. It's the shaking of a heavy energy that is turning towards a shaking of a much lighter energy, and all the heaviness is basically just being shaken off. So it's really
happening now that heaviness is being shaken off.
What do you mean? What's happening now?
Is that what the process is?
Oh yes, yeah, that's what's happening now. And it's going to be more shaking.
Right.
So it's going to be going to be shaken up. But it's all fine. It's just it's like shedding of the heaviness in order to become more light.
So all of the volcano activity on Big Island at this time, is that part of shaking up and shaking off?
Yeah, it's just purging. It's all purging.
Yeah. Very good. So thank you very much for that information. So let us reconnect now with the inner self of Marie-Louise. What would you like to say to Marie-Louise now about at the beginning of our session? She was feeling unworthiness. Now she's remembered her Pleiadian essence, her Lemurian essence. So what would you like to say to her about her worthiness?
Yeah. Well, don't be afraid to just step into your power and enjoy it and feel your worth. Feel your worth.
Yeah. And what would you like to say to the people of the earth at this time?
Yeah, try not to worry. Try to stay clear on that this is just what's happening and what needs to happen in order to create harmony again. Don't worry, just trust it and know that it's already done.
Excellent. Don't worry, be happy.
Yes.
Excellent.